What's going on YouTube? My name is Isaac and I'm here with a guitar review. I recently purchased a Martin guitar. Martin is one of my favorite brands. It's one of the brands that I couldn't really afford growing up. So I used to get cheap guitars. Speaking of cheap guitars, this thing happened. I was just worshiping God so much. I was doing worship on this thing and it just exploded because the Holy Spirit is just so OC in my life, you know what I'm saying? I'm just so impactful. So that's what happened to that guitar. So as soon as that guitar broke, I decided, let me invest in a quality guitar. So I went and picked up the Martin guitar. But I'm gonna do an unboxing, and then I'm gonna do a review, then I'm gonna play it a little bit. This is probably the most expensive guitar that I had. This was about $600. All guitars that I've had in the past were like $200 max, maybe $250. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how I like it. Alright, so far, well, when I first picked up the guitar, it feels really light. It feels almost like a toy. I was not expecting a $600-700 guitar to feel this way. Maybe it might just be because this is sort of like a concert-sized guitar. So this guitar is kind of smaller than other guitars. It's the body is a little thinner. Like, it's not as thick as you can see on these sides. Then even with this addition right here, it makes the guitar seem, I actually personally like this because I can get up the fretboard easier. I usually like my guitars like that anyway, but it definitely feels smaller. The wood that's used on this, or just the build of it, seems professional though. It seems like it's really reinforced. It seems much more sturdy. It won't end up like this if it just drops, like this one dropped. It might, but it doesn't feel like it will. One thing I am disappointed in about this guitar is that, the technology that's inside the guitar. Typically, it's like, let's say your guitar. This is an acoustic electric guitar, by the way. So like sometimes these acoustic electric guitars, they come with these tuners that are attached to the guitar, or like the technology that's used for the jack at the bottom. This seems to be loose on the inside, so it's like shaking almost, So it kind of sucks that for the guitar that I spent so much money on, it would come like this. I might send it in. So I was playing with it a little bit. I tuned it up, and it does sound super rich. This guitar, the sound of it, it sounds really good. It has that nice natural Martin sound that you would expect from this guitar. I'm just going to play a little bit. I'm going to play the G. The G sounds really rich on here, The action on this guitar is pretty low, so if some of you guys that like to hammer your strings or whatever, this guitar is pretty good for that. The neck of the guitar feels short, but it's fine. If you are a beginner guitar person and you are looking to buy a guitar that you want to keep for a very, very long time, you want to buy a guitar that you would play when you eventually become an intermediate player. Just based on the 2 minutes that I've had this guitar, I might not recommend it for this price. I think that there are more quality guitars that have a better feel, that have a lasting feel to it, other than this specific guitar. I would go for a Fender. I've always just been a fan of the Martin just because some of my favorite guitarists have used it and they've had such a rich sound with it. So this was my personal my personal, you know, desire to get this, I would probably go with a Fender. I think a Fender are always the most reliable guitars. If you think different, let me know in the comment section, but I would typically go with the Fender. But so far, yeah, the guitar is pretty decent, you know. The tuners are sturdy, you know, they're very easy for me to tune. No issues with that so far. It has a jack right here. So it is an acoustic electric, so you can hook it up to an amp if you like, you know. I'm assuming this is the battery for the jack to work. There is no tuner on here, which isn't a big deal. I never use tuners on guitars anyway, but for those of you who are looking to have a tuner on your guitar, this one does not have one. So for those of you guys that like to use like capos, like I go capo, sometimes I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sometimes I go capo all the way like on the 8th fret, and like I'll play up here. This is the 8th fret. You can, and I felt like I had enough space, so you can go all the way up to the 10th fret, and you just keep it going. So like that's all the way up at the 10th fret, and I feel like I have a lot of space. Like I said, the action on this is pretty low. These are the standard strings that came with it. Feels like the strings on any other guitar. Yeah, so that is my review of the Martin GPC with numbers at the end of it. I'll put it in the title. If you have any questions about this guitar, just let me know in the comment sections below. I wish I could play it more so you guys can hear the sound and be the judge of if you want it or not. Actually, I'll just play it. I'll just keep playing a bunch of stuff, and then I'll just clip it up. Yeah, that's it. If you have any questions for me, make sure you leave it in the comment sections below. I will link this guitar in the comment section. I will link this guitar in the description below, and that's going to be an Amazon affiliate link. So if you want to support this channel, go ahead and buy from that Amazon affiliate link. I have made a guitar review before, and it's going to be in this video. I'll probably put it up somewhere. Probably going to be right here. I don't know how it works. It's going to be, hold on. It's going to be somewhere here, right? And that's going to be the guitar video for the Rogue. And that was my second guitar that I've ever owned, and it did me well for many years. I was able to play so many worship songs with that, and it did well for me. So hopefully this guitar does well for me. I might just send it back in to figure out, what that whole thing that's going on inside of it is, because I think it's loose. It feels like it's a loose screw in there or something like that. But overall, my experience with this guitar so far, 7.5 out of 10. It could become an 8 once I fall in love with it. I don't know. If you are a beginner, don't go and buy an expensive guitar like this, because it literally feels just as good as this guitar that was like $200. If you are more of a guitar enthusiast and you're intermediate, you might know what to do with this thing more than I do, or more than a regular guitar player does. So, try to start small. Start with those $200 guitars, and then you can get into your niche. For some people, the Martin guitar is their niche, but I think that the Fender guitar is super reliable, and it's great for intermediate and beginner players who are transitioning. So yeah, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah.